Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions baseball, Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's game. Pope John scored 3 times in the top of the 4th inning, and they have a 3-0 lead on the Montville Mustangs. Pitcher Beckett Weeks, freshman for Pope John, and he has been stellar through 4 innings of work today. Only allowing 1 runner down to second base on a stolen base. 2 base runners total against Weeks. He's been brilliant. Now the batter to lead off the top of the 5th inning is Brody O'Hara. That's why I said Brody, not Beckett. I was looking at my roster and Brody was stepping in. Hirsch Parikh out for his 5th inning of work. Swing and a miss by O'Hara. He was swinging for the fences there. 0-1. I was corrected earlier. Pope John has had 1 home run this season. Jack Portman. It was on the road, one of the games we didn't cover, so. Load away. Ball 1. Waiting to see another homer. It was the ad campaign years ago with Greg Maddux and Tom Glavine for Nike. Chicks dig the long ball. One of the classic commercials. Major League Baseball. High and tight. 2-1. Parikh looks in. Now the pitch. Oh, hit O'Hara right in the helmet. He's okay, thank goodness. And O'Hara's going to get to first base. Plunked him right on the helmet. Again, unintentional. Parikh just, lost control of the pitch. Runner on first, no out. And now the batter, Will Ryan. You could tell. You could tell right away there was no intent. But O'Hara's okay, which is good to see. So runner on first to lead off the top of the 5th. And stepping into the box, Will Ryan. O'Hara on first. Parikh looks in. Pitch to Ryan. High pop-up on the infield. Parikh calling for it. Makes the catch. 1 down here, top of the 5th. And now the batter, Joseph Manko. Center fielder for Pope John, number 31. Make sure you get out to Pope John High School this coming Wednesday for Pope John Lions baseball. They will take on Montville on the home end of the back-to-back. Wednesday, 4:30 from the baseball diamond at Pope John High School. We wish we were covering it for you, but unfortunately, fortunately, because we're looking forward to lacrosse as well. So, it's just we're not able to get everything. So we've got a big baseball game, but we also got a big lacrosse game on Wednesday. The 6-1 Pope John Lions boys lacrosse team taking on West Morse for first place at the NJIL Waterman Division. Wish I could clone myself and have 50 of me to cover all the different sports. Tennis, golf, you name it, everything. Softball, girls lacrosse, we want to get it all on the channel. Throwback, O'Hara's in there. But I'm curious to see this game on Wednesday. That's why I said I'm sad I'm going to miss it. But you got the lacrosse game on Wednesday. We'll be back to baseball, I think, next Monday. I think we're going to be at the home game against Mendham. And then I'm going to try and get out to the Thursday game against Bergen Catholic. I definitely want to see that. Liner to second. Nice catch by the second baseman on the line drive. That was number 23 for Montville. 2 down here, and now the batter, Jack Portman. Portman, left-handed bat for Pope John. Lions looking to go 4-2 on the season. A couple of weeks, we've got 100 in Warren Sussex tournaments coming up for all the 4 sports we're covering this spring. Low, ball 1. And if they're anything like what we saw in the wintertime, those tournaments are a lot of fun. Girls getting to the final, They were the number 1 seed, upset by Sparta, but it was an incredible game. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to center field. Center fielder back, makes the catch. Nico Companion racing back, got on his horse, and he got under it to make the play. So no runs there in the top of the 5th. Pope John with a 3-0 lead over Montville as we head to the bottom of the 5th. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. They haven't updated the score there.
So they're not doing it now. I'm just running it just to record it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're not doing it.
So they have to do it in
They
there.
have to do it in there, yeah. I used to do it from my phone. It's too much work. I just watch the game.
Yes. I'm doing this. I don't try to put any kind of graphics up or anything like that. I don't try and keep score. I would love to keep score, but I'm not going to try and do that and call it.
No, it's too much.
Yeah.
That's
Once
why
it gets
sometimes
that
I'll just live stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just let it play.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, I mean, there's nobody watching right now. Before there were 11 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now there's nobody. I mean, again, if they're not scoring, it's kind of old.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
My kid got hit in the head. I think he's all right.
Who's that? Was that O'Hara?
Yeah, it's my son.
That's Brody's kid? Yeah, okay, so I looked for it because I saw it. I'm like, oh. The way he looked, he was fine. He looked okay. He popped right up, so that's good. It was in the junior lacrosse game yesterday. There were these 2 kids from Scranton playing against junior Lions. They went ahead, one of them, direct contact with one of our kids. And then his teammate went over and they celebrated him. So that's inadvertent. That happens.
It happens.
But, all right, let's go back. All right, welcome back to the bottom of the 5th here from Montville Township High School. Pope John with a 3-0 lead over the Mustangs. Weeks with the pitch. In there, called strike. Uncle Charlie sweeping the outside corner. Beckett Weeks has been phenomenal again today. Outside, 1-0. 1-1. Lions scored their 3 runs in the top of the 4th inning. They're asking Weeks to get them through the 5th, and then they need 2 more innings to make it stand up. Here's the pitch by Weeks. Blown away. 2-1.
Come on, Jake. Let's go, Jake.
Now Weeks with the pitch. Grounder down the first base line. Foul. Counts even at 2-2. Weeks at the belt. Now the pitch. High pop up. Shallow center field. Is going to drop in for a base hit. Over Will Ryan and just shy of Joseph Manco. That Bermuda Triangle out there between second, short, and center field. All 3 of them converging. And it dropped in for a base hit. So, Montville has their leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the 5th. And now Trevor Pasquale, number 24 at the plate. High pop-up. Right fielder Jack Portman coming in. The second baseman, Nick Struble, calls it, makes the catch. Shallow on the outfield grass, and Struble backed up about 10, 12 feet. Made the play. 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. So now number 23, John Liu at the plate for Montville. 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. In there, called strike. 0-1. Weeks looks in. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 0-2 to Lou. Runner on first. 1 out. Weeks not paying much attention. He's concentrating on the hitter. He looks over. Shallow lead, short lead for number 5. Outside. 1-2. Weeks realizes the bigger game here. It's only 1 runner on first. He's got a 3-run lead. Throw over to first. Just keep him honest. The back end of this home and home on Wednesday from Pope John High School. Pope John in Montville. 4:30 from the baseball diamond at Pope John High School. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2. Again on Wednesday, we'll have the lacrosse game. Pope John Lacrosse, 6-1, taking on West Morris for first place in the NJILL Waterman Division. And what a year lacrosse has had so far. Saturday notwithstanding, 1 blip in the schedule as Chatham took them out 16-5. Here's the pitch. High. Runs the count full, 3-2. And then on Saturday, we'll be with the lacrosse team again, boys lacrosse, at Madison. And that's it for the week. Short week. It's Holy Week, so Easter on Sunday. And then next Monday, we'll be right back at it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Weeks still throwing smoke up there. 2 down here, bottom of the 5th. Now the batter. Number 6 for Montville. That is Mike Vito. Weeks looks in. Here's the pitch. Squares the bunt. Fouled it off. 0-1. If you're not aware, high school baseball, we go 7 innings. We're in the bottom of the 5th now. Pope John with a 3-0 lead. Pitch, high. 1-1. It's become a little more overcast. Sun behind the clouds, but the temperature's still pretty much the same. Light wind in the low 60s. Ball, low. 2-1 to Vito. Well, Weeks pitched 5 innings last Tuesday against Randolph. We'll see if manager Banco has him go into the 6th or not. Pitch, low. 3-1 to Vito. Tying runs on deck for Montville. Trying to get Vito on here, and then you'll see number 13 will be on deck, and he'll come up to the plate with a chance to tie the game if Vito gets on. Pitch by Weeks. Ball 4. So Vito's on, and here comes number 13 for Montville. That is Nico Companion. Companion, the tying run here in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs. I would say this is Beckett Weeks' first true test in his 2 games pitched. And now Pope John coach is out to talk to him, settle him down. We're going to take a short break. Be right back here to Montville Township High School right after this. 3-0 Pope John over Montville. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey. Nico Companion at the plate for Montville against Beckett Weeks, who's pitched a gem so far for Pope John. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Runners on first and second for the Mustangs. 2 outs. Pope John trying to protect the 3-0 lead. Weeks looks in. At the belt. Now the pitch. Slider down the third base line. Foul. What was the call? So, Companion goes to first. I'm not sure. Was there batter interference? I think the umpire went ahead and ruled batter interference there, so, or catcher's interference. So, that's my only excuse. Yeah, Andrew Pammy goes ahead and slams his catcher's mask against his leg, frustrated. That's what it was. Catcher's interference, and so Companion will take first. So now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. Number 2, Tyler Hedenberg at the plate with the bases loaded. Beckett Weeks looking to get out of this jam. 0-1 pitch. He steps off the rubber. Time called by Hedenberg.
Watch outside here, Hattie.
You're just joining us. You've reached a crucial point in this game. Bottom of the 5th, bases are loaded. Here's the pitch. Low. 1-1. Weeks has pitched phenomenally, but he is definitely in a major jam here. Bases are loaded. Pope John's up by 3. Go-ahead run at the plate for Montville. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Goes back to the backstop to throw to Weeks, and the runner's in safely. So, a wild pitch. Pammy goes back, gets the ball off the cage, throws to Weeks, who's covering, but the runner for Montville slides in safely. So now, runners on second and third, and all it takes is a base hit by Hedenberg to tie this game. 3-1. Counts 1-2. Weeks at the belt. Now the pitch. Liner to second. Nice play by Struble. The throw to first. In time. No. They say no. They say he's safe. Oh, the umpire goes ahead and rules Johnson. I don't know if he was off the bag or because it looked like the throw beat him. But on the play, Montville scores twice and ties the game. A Struble with an outstanding dive towards second base. And he gets confirmation from the home plate umpire. The umpire is saying he's safe. So Montville has come all the way back to tie this game 3-3. The throw definitely beat the runner to the bag. But I guess they're saying Johnson's foot was off the bag. So a string of unfortunate breaks here for Pope John here in his bottom of the 5th inning. And the Mustangs have come all the way back to tie the game at 3. And Pope John manager Joseph Banco out there. Go ahead, James Banco, I'm sorry. Banco out there to talk to the home plate umpire. Got an explanation, and they'll head back to the dugout, James Banco. And the umpire back to behind home plate. Well, Struble made a heck of a dive to scoop that ball up on the backhand. Threw over the first, and the throw beat him, but just they must have had a foot off the bag. So we are tied 3-3. Montville and Pope John here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. And now we see how Weeks responds. Runner on first. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Weeks coming in with pure heat there. 0-1. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Oh, 2 straight heaters by Weeks. Nick Delgiudice at the plate. 0-2 count. Weeks 1 strike away from getting out of this inning, at least with a tie. Swing and a miss. Ball outside the throw. Goes into center field and a stolen base for number 27 for Montville. And that is Eli Kaiser. So now Kaiser on second. 1-2 count. Weeks looks in. 1-2 pitch on its way. Fouled off, out of play by Delgiudice. Well, a series of unfortunate events for Pope John, leading to 3 runs in that inning for Montville. Wild pitch. Errant throw. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Foul tipped into the catcher's glove. Weeks with a purposeful strikeout there, but the damage is done. Montville scores 3 times in the bottom of the 5th, and we are deadlocked at 3 after 5 innings. We'll come back to Montville Township High School for top of the 6th action right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
I heard. Showtime. Have fun, let's go, have fun. Come on. Come on, Hurst. Your game.
Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey for Pope John Lions baseball. Mike Formisano along with you calling today's game in what had been an easy breezy type game for Beckett Weeks, a 3-0 lead carrying into the bottom of the 5th. Well, Montville responds in the bottom of the 5th with 3 runs of their own to tie this game at 3. Weeks had 2 outs, the bases were loaded, and a wild pitch and first run scored, and then a liner back to the second base side of second. Nick Struble, the second baseman, made an incredible backhanded stop. Threw to first, but runner was ruled safe, and 2 runs scored on the play and tied this game. So now the batter leading off top of the 6th. This is usually the case in baseball. Nick Struble. And Struble can go ahead and get some payback here with this at-bat in the top of the 6th. Hurst Parikh still out there for the Montville Mustangs into the top of the 6th. First pitch to Nick Struble. Liner to second. Second baseman over. Fields throws to first in time. 1 pitch, 1 out. Now the batter, number 4, Andrew Pammy. They're tied at 3 here in the top of the 6th inning. Lions scored their 3 runs in the top of the 4th. Montville with theirs in the bottom of the 5th. Parikh toes the rubber. Now the wind. Pitch. High pop-up over the batting cage and out of play behind the Montville dugout. These 2 teams will meet again on Wednesday at Pope John High School. Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. for the Baseball Diamonds at Pope John. Parikh looks in. Now the pitch. Outside. Nope, in there. Call strike. Cut the corner. It cut the black on the plate. 0-2 to Pammy. Now Parikh looks in. Pitch. Fouled off. Pammy just got a piece of it to stay alive. On deck for Pope John is Evan Johnson, the first baseman. Lions looking for a rally here in the top of the 6th inning. Maybe a long ball. Parikh with the pitch. Outside. 1-2. Three runs for Pope John in the top of the 4th. 3 for Montville in the bottom of the 5th. We're all even here from Montville Township High School. Now the pitch. High pop-up. Out of play. Behind home plate. So we'll do it again. 1-2. Parikh checks his wristband. Signals from the coaches. Here's the pitch. Outside. So the count's even at 2-2. Pammy looking for a pitch he can drive. Steps out. Now back in. Senior catcher for Pope John. Here's the pitch. Down the third base line. Foul. Parikh looks in. 2-2 pitch to Andrew Pammy. High fly to left field. Shortstop out. And it falls in. As number 18 for Montville not able to make the play. So a base hit for Andrew Pammy. And now that brings up the first baseman, Evan Johnson. So now Pope John with the leadoff man on. Nice effort by the shortstop there, trying to make the play, but fell in, just past his glove. 1 out, runner on first. Courtesy runner for catcher Andrew Pammy. I believe it's going to be number 15, Jake Piotrowski again. And it is. Here's the pitch. Outside. And Piotrowski takes off for second. The throw down. They got him. So Piotrowski out on the throw down from the catcher. 2 outs now. The bases are empty. That was a ball, by the way, obviously. So 1-0 to Johnson. On deck, the DH, Lucas Mesros. Outside again. 2-0. Hirsch Parikh, 6th inning of work for Montville. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. 2-1 on Evan Johnson. Parikh with the pitch. Outside, 3-1. Hitters count for Johnson. Break looks in. Into the line. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Count goes full on Johnson. 3-2. 2 outs. Top of the sixth. We are tied at 3. Chatter from the Montville dugout. Freak looks in. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Johnson goes down swinging. We'll be back to Montville Township High School after this on Pope John Lions TV. We are tied at 3 between Pope John and Montville. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey for Pope John Lions baseball. Well, a freshman, Beckett Weeks, back out there for his 6th inning of work. And I'll tell you what, it's an old school matchup between Weeks and the Montville pitcher, Hirsch Parikh. I mean, you don't see it too much in Major League Baseball nowadays. How often do you see both starters go into the 6th inning? Well, I'll tell you what, Weeks tested for the first time in his 2 games with Pope John as a freshman, and now coming out for this bottom of the 6th. And manager James Manco asking him to protect a 3-3 tie. We'll see if Weeks can get through this bottom of the 6th the way he did the first 4 innings. Leadoff batter up for Montville. Bottom of the 6th, we're tied at 3. Weeks, first pitch. In there, called strike. You could tell how frustrated he was after the 3rd run scored. He came out throwing gas against the next batter. Got the strikeout. Now the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-2.
Only takes one here. Watch outside.
Andre Masukas, 0-2 to Weeks. Here's the pitch. High fly to right field. Right fielder Portman back. Makes the catch. Sukas giving a ride, but Portman back to make the play. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Now the batter, C.J. Tedesco for Montville. Number 18 for the Mustangs. Mustangs with 1 win on the season against 3 losses. They won their first game against Randolph, and then they're on a 3-game losing streak. Check swing, couldn't hold it. 0-1. Pope John, meanwhile, has won 2 in a row. A sweep against Randolph at a home and home. They're 3-2 on the season. Weeks with the pitch. Fouled off, out of play. So 0-2 to Tedesco. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Lions looking to hold this at 3 and then take their chances in the 7th. Pitch in there. Called strike 3. Beckett Weeks still throwing smoke up there, even in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Let's go, Jake. Step in and finish. Let's go.
Go, Jake.
Come on, Jake. Come on, Jake.
Come on, boys. Come on.
Now the next batter up for Montville. Weeks looks in. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to right field. Portman takes a couple of steps back. Under it, makes the catch. And another 1-2-3 inning for Beckett Weeks, who settled down after that bumpy bottom of the fifth. Impressive, impressive. We're through sixth here at Montville Township High School. Still tied at 3. Pope John coming up, top of the 7th, trying to break the tie. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey for Pope John Lions baseball. And look at this. We're in the top of the 7th, and both starters are still in the game. Very impressive. Hurst Parikh for Montville, the senior, and the freshman, Beckett Weeks. Both still in the game. Major League Baseball could learn a thing or two about this. You see so many pitchers now go 3, 4, 5 innings. Get to the 5th inning and they're pulled. Games nowadays that have a starter pitcher for an inning, and I'm sure I'm dating myself, but I don't care. We're in an old-fashioned pitcher's duel here. Tied at 3 between Montville and Pope John. Leadoff batter for the Lions is Lucas Meseros, the DH. Hurst Parikh, the senior, looking down at his armband as he gets the numbers from the coaches. Now the pitch. High pop-up. Out of play. Just missed the fans back there, so didn't know whether it was going to come down, so didn't hurt anybody, which is good. 0-1. Bottom third of the order for Pope John. Pitch to Meseros. Down the first base line. The first baseman, does he have enough room? He did, but he couldn't make the play. So it's just a foul ball. It stayed in the field of play in foul territory, and first baseman running back on it did have a play, but couldn't make the catch. So the count's 0-2 to Meseros. On deck, Miles Masson. And in the hole, Brody O'Hara. Parikh looks in, shakes off the catcher. Now gets the sign he likes. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1-2. Just missed on the outside black. 3-3 here, top of the 7th. Lions had a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the 5th. Montville came back to tie it. Inside on Meseros. Lucas Meseros, the senior for Pope John. DH today. Counts even at 2-2. Here's the pitch. Liner down the left field line. Foul ball. Ball landed probably about a foot foul. So Meseros will try and straighten that out a little. Count remains even, 2-2. That's what makes baseball so great. All the little things in the game that people will say it's boring in the third or fourth inning make the drama stand out in the seventh. Here's the pitch. Outside. Full count now, 3-2. Because now you're hanging on every pitch. Crucial out bat in the game. Parikh gets the out. It's one down, and he can go through the rest of the Pope John lineup somewhat comfortably. If Mesros gets on, then Pope John can threaten to take the lead. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike 3. Cut the outside corner. One down, and now the batter for Pope John is Miles Masson. Masson, also a senior for Pope John. And sophomore Brody O'Hara is on deck with Will Ryan in the hole. One out here, top of the seventh. Tied at 3. There's Parikh still on the mound for Montville. Here's the pitch. Grounder to the hole in the shortstop side. Shortstop field. Throws across. Not in time. An infield single for Miles Masson. It was a nice play by the shortstop. He scooped it up on the backhand, but it was too deep in the hole between the third and shortstop. And so Masson gets on first, and the Lions have something going here in this top of the seventh. So now the batter, number 5, Brody O'Hara, the third baseman. Looking to advance Masson here. Will Ryan on deck. And now the manager for Montville coming out as they want to discuss things. That's a huge hit there by Masson, because now a lot of things you can do with less than 2 outs. In fact, manager James Banco is going ahead and talking to Masson right now. Well, a pitching change for Montville. Parikh pulled after 6 1/3. The runner on first is responsibility. However, he pitched a heck of a game. So we'll take a break, and we'll come back as the reliever comes in for Montville. Tied at 3 with 1 out in the top of the 7th. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
You got this.
Come on, Ray, go, boy! Come on, defense!
Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey for Pope John Lions baseball. Pitching change for Montville. It is number 11, Andre Basukis, out there on the hill for the Mustangs, taking over for Parikh. Parikh pitching a great game for Montville. 3 runs allowed in 6 1/3 innings, and now he turns it over to Basukis. As Brody O'Hara steps up to the plate with a runner on first and 1 out here. Top of the 7th, and we are tied at 3. We'll see if O'Hara squares the bunt. Basukis looks in. Here's the pitch. He squares. Bunts to the pitcher. Pitcher, only throw is the first, and he gets the out. So Basukis had only 1 play, and that was first base. So O'Hara does his job. He moves over to Masson to second, and the batter with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, Will Ryan.
Good job, Dre.
Ryan, the senior, here on Pope John, starting shortstop. Chance to give Pope John a 4-3 lead. Sukas checks Basone at second. 2 down here, top of the 7th. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 1. Good eye by Ryan. Started to check. They checked with the third base umpire, and he said no. 1-0. Sukas looks in. Now set. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike. On the outside corner. 1-1 to Will Ryan. Ryan looking for a pitch to drive. Basone on second, 2 down. Now the pitch. Outside, 2-1. Hitters count now for Will Ryan, 2-1. Sukas looks in. Now set. And the pitch. In there, called strike. On the outside corner, 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Top of the 7th. Pope John trying to break the 3-3 tie. Sukas looks in, set at the belt. Now the pitch. High, ball 3. Full count now. We'll do it again. 3-2 to Ryan. Sukas looks in. Masson on second. Sukas at the belt. Now the pitch. High pop up. Shallow center field. Second baseman under it. Makes the play. And that's the end of the inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the 7th. We're tied at 3. Come on back as Montville has a chance to win it. 3-3 tie between Pope John and Montville. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey for Pope John Lions Baseball. Mike Forbisano here calling today's game. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been a classic between Pope John and Montville. An old-fashioned pitcher's duel between Beckett Weeks, the freshman for Pope John, and Hurst Parikh, the senior from Montville. He was finally pulled in the 7th inning and replacing him, Andre Basukas. But we remain tied at 3 here as we head to the bottom of the 7th. So, manager James Manco still going with Weeks. Still throwing well, so why not? Bottom of the 7th inning now, and Montville with their leadoff man at the plate. Number 24, Trevor Pasquale. Here's the pitch by Weeks. Swing. Did he check? No.
Do you have a pitch count on this kid?
No, I don't have a pitch count.
Okay.
0-1. Now Weeks looks in. Here's the pitch. In there, called strike 2. Oh, 2 to Pasquale. Weeks looks in. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Pasquale going after high cheese. Weeks still looks in control out there. Phenomenal arm on Beckett Weeks. Now the batter, John Liu. Here's the pitch by Weeks. Fouled off, right back to us. 0-1. One down here, bottom of the 7th. Weeks with the pitch. Outside, ball 1. Montville 1-3 in the season. Pope John 3-2. Here's a pitch by Weeks. Foul tipped into Pammy's glove. Strike. 1-2 pitch. Weeks looks in. Now set at the belt. Pitch. Fouled off. Out of play. Behind the Pope John dugout. So we'll do the 1-2 count again. Bottom of the 7th. We're tied at 3. One out here. Weeks, the starting pitcher for Pope John, still in there. Here's the pitch by Beckett. Grounder to first. Johnson fields. Steps on the bag. 2 outs. Weeks now 1 out away from getting out of the 7 innings. Pretty much unscathed. That bottom of the 5th. It's a lot of things that went wrong for Pope John. But he has settled down nicely here in the 6th and 7th. So now Mike Vito at the plate for Montville. 2 outs. In there, called strike. Weeks still throwing heat up there. 0-1 to Vito. Here's the pitch. Grounder right back to Weeks. He fields it. Throws to first, a little errant. Johnson makes the tag as he came off the bag, but good enough. And we are through 7. So we'll head to extra innings. Pope John 3, Montville 3. We're going to head to the top of the 8th. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Montville Township High School. We're in extra innings, top of the 8th, as the Pope John Lions and the Montville Mustangs deadlocked at 3. Andrew Masukas back out there for Montville on the hill. Leadoff batter for Pope John, center fielder number 31, Joseph Manco. We've been treated to some game here at Montville Township High School. And guess what? You get to see it all again on Wednesday as these teams will head to Pope John High School for the back end of the home and home. Unfortunately, we won't have the game for you on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube, so we invite you to come out to Pope John High School to watch that one. We're going to be with you on Wednesday on the lacrosse field as the 6-1 boys lacrosse team takes on West Morris. First place in the Waterman division on the line in that one. The Lions looking to go 4-2 here. They need to push across a run here in the top of the 8th inning. Tied at 3. Manko, the leadoff batter. We're in extras. Masukas on the mound for Montville. Stays in there after coming in to relieve Parikh in the top of the 7th. First pitch in to Manko. Pop up down the third base line. Out of play. 0-1 to Manko. Still plenty of sun out here. And if the sun goes down, we've got the light towers out there. I don't think we'll need them. Sukas with the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-2 to Manko. On deck, Jack Portman. And then in the hole, Nick Struble. Now Masukas looks in at the belt. The wind, fires. In there, called strike 3. Manko down looking. One down here, top of the 8th, and here comes Jack Portman to the plate. Portman, a left-handed stick for Pope John. Playing right field today. Last time we saw him, he was relieving Beckett Weeks. 2 innings of outstanding work by him. Sukas at the belt. Now the pitch. Low. One and 0. Now the pitch. In there, call strike. Now the pitch by Masukas. Outside. So a 2-1 count to Portman. Sukas looks in. Now set. Here's the pitch. Liner. Shortstop. Takes it on a hop. Fires across. Not in time. It goes underneath the first baseman's glove. And Portman is safe at first. So the shortstop for Montville had to play it on a hop. Scoops it up. Fires across. Portman beats the throw. So now, Pope John with another runner on here. Had one in the 7th. We're not able to play the run. We'll see if they can do so here in the top of the 8th. Nick Struble at the plate for Pope John. Top of the 8th, 1 out. Andre Masukas on the mound for Montville. Portman takes the lead. See if Struble squares the bunt or not, or if he swings away. Here's the pitch. Grounder. Foul down the third baseline.
Go to work. Go get him.
So 0-1 to Struble. Runner on first, 1 down. The pitch. He held the swing. Ball 1. 1-1.
Come on, Dre. Come on, Dre. What do you say, bud?
Portman on first with 1 out. Sukas looks in. We're in the top of the 8th inning, tied at 3. Throw over to first. Portman's back. On deck for the Lions, Andrew Pammy, number 4, the catcher. Throw back over, and Portman's back again. Masuka's trying to hold Portman close to first base. Masukas looks in. Now checks Portman at first. Here's the pitch. Low, and Portman takes off a second. He's got it stolen. Stolen base for Jack Portman. And now the Lions have a run in scoring position. Pitch is low, so it's 2-1 on Struble. And now Portman on second. It's off to a big lead there. Masukas looks in at the belt. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. Out of play. Counts even 2-2. We're in the top of the 8th here at Montville Township High School. How did we get here? Well, Pope John scored 3 times in the top of the 4th. Montville with 3 of their own in the bottom of the 5th. Portman with a lead off second. 2-2 pitch coming to Struble. Oh, Mizuka steps off. Struble with a couple of practice swings. Now he's set. Mizuka's to the belt. And he steps off again. Fakes to second. Nobody there to take it. But Portman does race back to the bag. Portman, big lead off second. Fakes going. Mizuka's with the pitch. Fouled off. So we'll do it again. Counts even 2-2. And you know, Portman's job out there is to try and distract Masukas enough that he doesn't focus on the batter. He's doing a pretty good job at it. 2-2 to Struble, 1 down. Runner on second. Tied at 3 here in the top of the 8th. We're in extra innings. And the turnaround, the throw back, and Portman's safe. So the second baseman came over as they tried to pick off Portman from second. No dice. Portman again with a big lead off second. Sukas looks back. Now again. Here's the pitch to Struble. Grounder, foul. Into the netting in front of the Montville dugout. First 3-4 innings of this game flew by. We were doing 3 innings, I think, with 45 minutes. But now, with the game going to extras, we're well into the dinner hour. Two-two pitch coming from Masukas. Here it is. High fly ball to left field. The left fielder going back right up against the fence. Makes the catch. Oh, Struble gave it a ride. It just came up about 15 feet short. There's no warning track out there, so. But the left fielder, having fielded Will Ryan's deep fly ball in the first inning, and now Struble takes it a long way out to left, but not to be. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th, and now the batter, Andrew Pammy. Portman off second. 2 outs here. Masukas looks in. Step off. Now Masukas wants a different sign. Pammy steps out.
That's just when I poked on live.
Come on, boy. Come on, Rick.
Now Masuka's set. Here's the pitch. Low. Catcher blocks it, so Portman has to stay at second. 1-0 to the Pope John catcher. On deck for the Lions, number 32, Evan Johnson. Masuka's at the belt. Portman off second. Fakes going. Here's the pitch. Low and away. 2-0 to Pammy. Lions would love a long ball here, but they're just looking for a base hit. Sukas at the belt. Throw, oh, he faked the throw back to second as the second baseman came over. Portman read it all the way. 2-0 to the Lions catcher. And Masuka steps off again. Game of cat and mouse out there between Masuka and Portman. Masuka looks in. Now the pitch. Outside, 3-0 to the Lions catcher. On deck for Pope John, another big thumper, and Evan Johnson. Lions looking to take the lead now here in the top of the eighth. 2 outs, 3-0 count to Pammy. Squares the bunt. Pulls back, taking all the way. Strike one. Pammy trying to play some mind games with Masukas there. 3-1 hitters count to Pammy. Portman on second. Lions just need one little old hit. Here's the pitch. High pop up. Into left field. Shortstop after it. Makes the catch as he jumps over the left fielder. Wow. Didn't know if he was going to get there. And he's looking and he's looking and he sees the left fielder right in front of him. The left fielder dives in front to give the shortstop the ability to make the play. He jumped over the left fielder as he made the catch. Wow, what a defensive play by Montville. And so we head to the bottom of the eighth inning, still tied at 3. We'll be back for the bottom of the eighth right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
I it's a very good question. I'm not sure if there is. Like, last year I saw playoff people die. So I think at least
Welcome back to Montville Township High School. We're in extra innings and a pitching change for Pope John. Beckett Weeks is pulled after 7 outstanding innings by the freshman. And now he turns it over to Jack Portman, who was playing right field. The senior comes in for Pope John, looking to keep the game tied and give the Lions another chance in the top of the ninth. We're in the bottom of the eighth. We're in extra innings here in high school baseball. It's 3-3 Pope John and Montville. The Lions getting their 3 runs in the top of the fourth. Montville with 3 of their own in the bottom of the fifth. So, looks like number 15, Jake Piotrowski, is going to go out to right field for Portman. And Portman on the hill now. Everything else is still the same. Defensive alignment is as it has been all game for Pope John. Well, we start out the bottom of the eighth here. Number 13 coming to the plate for Montville, and that is Nico Companion. Companion made a great catch in center field earlier in the game over his shoulder. Portman, again, as we've seen him now twice, it's the third time watching him pitch. He works quickly, so quickly he's waiting, and the umpire's telling him to hold on and wait until he gives him the signal. Now he does. And Portman comes in with the first pitch. Liner to short. Will Ryan scoops it up, throws across, in time. One pitch, one out. So score that in your book, 6-3. Nice scoop by Johnson. Good throw by Ryan.
Come on, Ty.
Now the batter is Tyler Heddenberg. One pitch, one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Portman delivers. Low, ball 1. Portman gets it and he flings it. He's ready. Into the windup. Now the pitch. Grounder to the third baseman. O'Hara. Fields across. In time. Nice play on the low throw by O'Hara. And Johnson's able to scoop it out of the dirt. Great play. So 3 pitches and 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Now Nick Del Giudice coming up to the plate. Portman with the pitch. In there, called strike. 0-1. Del Giudice ready. Here's the pitch by Portman. Low and away, ball 1. Now Portman ready. Here's the pitch. Grounded to first. Johnson fields. Steps on the bag. 5 pitches is all it took for Jack Portman to get out of the bottom of the 8th. We will head to the 9th. We remain tied at 3 from Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey. We'll be back for top of the 9th action on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey for Pope John Lions Baseball. Mike Formisano along with you calling today's game. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, you're going to get a full standard 9 innings of baseball today as we are in extra innings and we're going to go to the top of the 9th. So none of this 7th inning high school baseball limit. We're going to go 9, full 9 here at least. And so leading off for the Lions here in the top of the 9th is Evan Johnson. I like it better going 9. Masukas out for his 3rd inning of work for Montville. Johnson will lead off here for Pope John. Top of the 9th, deadlocked at 3. Masukas looks in. He's set. Here's the pitch. Grounder in the hole. Base hit for Johnson. Past the diving third baseman, Nick Del Giudice. And so now the Lions with the leadoff man on and the batter to the plate, the DH, Lucas Meseros. Oh, 1 pitch and a hit for the Lions. Bottom of the 8th inning, Jack Portman threw 5 pitches and got 3 outs. And now 1 pitch here in the top of the 9th, and the Lions have something going. Meseros up to the plate. Johnson on first. Will he square the bunt, or is he going to swing away? Let's see. Mazzucas looks in. Checks Johnson at first. Squares the bunt, and he fouls it back into the batting cage. Out of play. 0-1. Top of the 9th inning here at Montville Township High School. Sun is starting to go behind the clouds, but still a far way away from setting. I'd say at least another 20, 30 minutes. Sukas checks Johnson at first, who's got a small lead, now a bit bigger. Here's the pitch. Pitch out as Johnson's going. Here's the throw down. They got him. A pitch out by Mazzucas, and the catcher guns down Evan Johnson. So now 1 down here. Now to take the bunt off.
Here you go, Jess. Get him now.
So now Mazzucas looks in. Take the bunt off, obviously. Here's the pitch. High fly ball, left field, left fielder back, about 20 feet from the fence, makes the catch. Meseros just missed that. Just got under it. And now 2 down here in the top of the 9th. And the batter is Miles Masson. Well, listen, if it goes to the bottom of the 9th and Portman works the way he did in the bottom of the 8th, we can go 11 or 12 here.
Good job, Dave. Come on, boys.
Sukas looks in. Now the pitch to Masson. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Hope John has had their chances in the later innings. They've got men on. Just haven't been able to convert. Meanwhile, they've kept Montville at bay. It was only the bottom of the 5th where they really had any kind of threat. In there, called strike. 0-2 to Masson. On deck for Pope John, Brody O'Hara. Mazzucas at the belts. Into the wide. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Wow. Andre Mazzucas does the job here in the top of the 9th inning. We're going to head to the bottom of the 9th. Tied at 3 between Pope John and Montville. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
Come on, boys.
Let him help himself.
Oh, come on, Dre.
We're back to Montville Township High School for bottom of the 9th action between the Pope John Lions and the Montville Mustangs. Mike Formisano here calling this game for you. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been a thriller.
Hey, come on, Dre.
An old-fashioned pitcher duel to start things out between Beckett Weeks and Hurst Parikh for Montville. Both pitchers going into the 7th inning. Beckett Weeks finishing a full 7 innings. He turned it over to Jack Portman, who needed just 5 pitches to get out of the bottom of the 8th. And now he's ready, waiting to go, as Mazzucas hasn't even stepped in yet. So here he goes. He steps in, and now the umpire gives a signal. Here's the pitch. Fouled off, out of play down the first base line. 0-1.
Let's go, bud. Watch out speed now.
Go, Andre.
0-1 to Masukas.
Finish the swing. Let's go. Finish it. Let's go.
Portman into the wide. Now deals. In there. Call. Strike 2. 0-2 to Masukas.
Top of it. Come on.
Here's the pitch by Portman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Oh, Portman rings up Masukas and 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th. Now the batter is C.J. Tedesco. Portman already set, waiting to deliver. Wants to get through this bottom of the 9th and give his team another chance. Here's the pitch by Portman. Squares to bunt. Takes it off. It's in there. Called strike 1. So Tedesco getting signs from the third base coach. Portman already ready to deal. Now the wind and the pitch. Curveball. In there. Called strike 2.
Go, CJ. Right up.
Now the pitch by Portman. Outside. 1-2. Waste pitch by Portman. Now he'll deliver his 7th offering of the inning. Here it is. Inside. Count goes even. 2-2.
Let's go, CJ. Let's go.
Now the pitch by Portman. In there. Called strike 3. And Tedesco is gone from the game. So, Tedesco must have said something to the umpire as he was called out on strikes. And Tedesco's been tossed from the game. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Umpire and the coach talking it over. Tedesco obviously didn't like the call. Portman ready to deliver. He's out there. He's chomping at the bit. Ready to go. Hope John just trying to get out of this bottom of the 9th. Give their team another chance to break through in the top of the 10th. So now the batter, number 5 for Montville. Portman into the wide. Now the pitch. In there. Called strike 1. 0-1 to the Montville batter. Now the pitch. In there. Called strike 2. Curveball on the inside corner. 0-2. Portman 1 strike away. Here's the pitch. Chopper down. First baseline foul. Do it again. 0-2.
Go, Jake. Go, Jake.
Now the pitch by Portman. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Portman's pumped up. We are still deadlocked at 3 through 9 innings. And the number 10 on the board has gone up, so we will go to the top of the 10th. 3-3, Pope John and Montville. True extra innings here at Montville Township High School. We'll be back right after this on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey. For Pope John Lions Baseball, we've got true extra innings here. We're in the top of the 10th inning, and we're still tied at 3 between the Pope John Lions and the Montville Mustangs. Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's game. Thank you so much for being here with us. The pitchers dueled through the first 7 innings and has turned into a standoff in the 8th and 9th. We're going to the 10th, and the leadoff batter for Pope John will be Brody O'Hara. On deck will be number 20, Will Ryan. Ryan on deck, and in the hole, Joseph Banco, number 31. Bazooka's back out there for another inning of work for Montville. O'Hara looking to get things going for Pope John here as we start up the top of the 10th inning. Late night here at Montville Township High School. It's worth it, though. O'Hara steps in, and we'll start up the top of the 10th. Already in our 3rd inning extra on the high school level. Here's the first pitch to start the top of the 10th. Low, ball 1. O'Hara looking to get on by hook or by crook. Any way he can get on base. Here's the pitch. Low, ball 2. 2-0 to O'Hara. Sukas looks in. Now he's at the belt. Pitch. Grounder to short. Shortstop Fields. Throws across the diamond in time. 1 down now, and the batter for Pope John is number 20, Will Ryan. So O'Hara grounds out 6-3. 1 down here in the top of the 10th. Bazooka's still pitching very well for Montville. All 4 pitchers in this game so far. Parikh and Bazookas for Montville, and Beckett Weeks and Jack Portman for Pope John have been outstanding. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Ryan trying to give that one a little extra oomph. Sukas looks in. Now the pitch. Grounder to the third baseman. Fielded on a hop. Cross. He jumped off the bag. Safe. Will Ryan steps on first before the first baseman comes down. So the throw by the third baseman took the first baseman off the bag. He jumped up to catch it before he can come down. Will Ryan's foot was on first base. So the Lions have their runner on now. And Joseph Banco at the plate with 1 down. Bazookas checks in. Moderate lead for Ryan. Squares the bunt. Throw over to first. Ryan's back. And that throw almost got by the first baseman. See the neighborhood lights starting to go on. Nothing on the ball field yet. Sukas looks in. Mango squares. Takes the bunt off. Chopper to first. The first baseman only has 1 play. And he'll step on first base. And 2 outs. But with the out, Will Ryan gets to second. And now Jack Portman can help his own cause. 2 outs, top of the 10th, runner on second, and Portman looking for a hit. Sukas looks in. Portman ready. Ryan with a lead off second. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to right field. The right fielder settling under it, makes the catch. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. Well, Portman gave it a ride, but not enough. After 9 1/2, We're deadlocked at 3 on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube.
You're killing me. You say 10th inning. I'm like, oh, just down this, my back is like, oh,
I know.
this is horrible.
I know. I'm starting to go here and everything.
Nah, you know what? It's a good game. Parents are starting to be a little rowdy, but
They want. Listen, I get it. You know, want it at this point. At this point, you don't want to lose this type of game. So,
yeah.
How far will we go?
We'll play.
We'll play.
Well, yeah. I'm actually going to come and go put the lights on, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
You know.
That's the way I want it, man. That's
I
great.
want to be on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was all of a sudden when you guys were up 3-0. I'm like, oh, this is great.
I know, right? Yeah. Look at the breeze, right? I got my external if I need it, my external battery.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Welcome back to Montville Township High School in Montville, New Jersey. Just got word from the umpire. I was asking him how long we'll go, and he said, we'll just go. We'll go until there's a winner. They have to turn on the lights, they'll turn on the lights. So we're here for the duration until somebody pushes a run across. Jack Portman back on the hill for his 3rd inning of work. We're in the bottom of the 10th. We are deadlocked at 3. Montville and Pope John in what has turned into a classic here.
Come on, boy. Come on, buddy. Come on.
If you play sports, these are the games you want to be involved in. You want to be involved in these types of games. Looked like it was going to be a rocking chair game for Beckett Weeks. Pope John with a 3-0 lead. In the bottom of the 5th, Montville struck for 3 of their own. Since the bottom of the 5th, we've been deadlocked at 3. And there's where we are in the bottom of the 10th. Portman ready for his 3rd inning of work, and here we go. Pitch. High. Ball 1. Chirping from the Montville bench. They want this over with now. Pope John wants another inning to play with. Inside and hit him. Right on the left elbow. So, Montville gets the lead runner on, hit by pitch. So Trevor Pasquale goes down the first. Hit batsman. And now the coach is out for Pope John to talk with Jack Portman. Try and settle him down. So John Liu will come up to the plate for Montville. Nobody out, bottom of the 10th. We are tied at 3 here. And guess what? In less than 48 hours, these two teams do it again. From Pope John High School on Wednesday, 4:30 p.m. from the baseball diamond at Pope John. It'll be Pope John hosting the Montville Mustangs. When I see that game, though, unfortunately, I'm going to need to come out to Pope John to see it. We are going to be covering the boys lacrosse game. Game for first place between the Pope John boys lacrosse team 6-1 and West Morris. It's for first place in the NJILL Waterman Division. So that's Wednesday, right here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. No game scheduled tomorrow. If anything gets rescheduled from all the rainouts, we may try and get that on the schedule tomorrow. We'll let you know if we do. No games Holy Thursday, I don't believe, and definitely no games Good Friday. We have a boys lacrosse game on Saturday at Madison, and then Easter Sunday, of course, no games. Next Monday, I think we're going to be at Pope John High School for more boys baseball. They will take on Mendham. I think that's what's on our schedule. And then I want to try and get in the Mendham, the Bergen Catholic game next Thursday, boys baseball. So, runner on first, no outs. John Liu at the plate. We'll see if he squares the butt. Portman in. Throw to first. Gets past the first baseman. And he goes off for second. The pinch runner, number 27, gets to second base. And now, Montville with a golden opportunity to finish this game. Eli Kaiser standing on second. Nobody out. Liu will most likely be bunting here. Johnson in from first. About 10 steps in from the bag. Here's the pitch. Low. Gets away from Pammy. And Johnson raced in to get that ball so that Kaiser had to stay at second. And now Portman. Pammy goes out to talk to him. Portman's in his first jam of the afternoon/evening. We'll see if Jack Portman has a Houdini trick up his sleeve. Bottom of the 10th. Nobody out. Runner on second. Portman with the pitch. Squares the bunt. Foul. 1-1. And you expect Lou to square to bunt again, so 1-1. Eli Kaiser on second, running for Trevor Pasquale. Jack Portman looks in, doesn't like what he gets. Now he does. He sets the pitch. Bunt, foul, back to us. Camera holds in place, I'm happy. So 1-2, and most likely they're going to have to take the bunt off for Lou. One and two count. Portman looks in. Now the pitch. Bunts, and he gets it down. Johnson, he'll throw to second first, and Strubble's covering, and they get the out at first, but Eli Kaiser, on a successful bunt, gets over to third base. So now the winning run, 90 feet away. Mike Vito to the plate with one out, and the winning run standing on third. And now the lights have turned on here at Montville Township High School. Here's the pitch by Portman. Low, gets away from Pammy, and Kaiser holds it third. So got away from Pammy, but Kaiser decided not to come home. New life for Pope John there. 1-0 pitch from Portman coming to Mike Vito. Here's the delivery. Grounder to third. O'Hara fields, throws across the throw home. Not in time. And Montville wins 4-3. Well, O'Hara checked the runner at third, fired across to Johnson. There's nothing else he could do. Kaiser took off as soon as O'Hara let it go. And Johnson knew it, and he threw home to Pammy, but it was in the dirt. And Kaiser slides home safely for the winning run. What a game. Well, not the result Pope John wanted, but a heck of a game nonetheless. Montville Mustangs take out the Pope John Lions here in 10 innings, 4-3. Andre Mazukas with the win in 3 innings of work. Jack Portman will take the loss. With the loss, Pope John will fall to 3-3 on the season, and Montville will go to 2-3. These two teams will match up again Wednesday afternoon from Pope John High School, 4:30 p.m. from the baseball diamond at Pope John High School. Please be there for that. We're going to be with you at the lacrosse field on Wednesday. Pope John Lions boys lacrosse 6-1 battle for first place against West Morris at the lacrosse field. So for everyone here at Montville Township High School's Mike Formasano saying thanks for joining us. Final score in 10 innings. The Montville Mustangs defeat the Pope John Lions 4-3. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you Wednesday for lacrosse and next Monday for more boys baseball right here on Pope John Lions TV on YouTube. Have a good night.